Hey Falcons, I hope you all are having a great summer and I hope you guys are getting outside and doing some really fun things. I know I've been taking a lot of walks outside with my puppy and it has just been such nice weather, so hopefully it keeps up and you guys are able to do some really fun things this summer. Everybody needs a really great break before we go back to school, so take some time to relax and have some fun. All right, so today we are going to talk about the beach. Now, I know that not everybody's been to the beach, but some of us have. And some of us have been to beaches in other states like Florida or North Carolina, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Some of us have been to Virginia Beach, the Outer Banks. There's so many different beaches that you guys can go to. There's also some beaches in Ohio that you guys could go to, like Baylor Beach. I know a lot of my friends talk about how they go to Baylor Beach, which they love to do. So that's a beach that you guys could go to. Okay, there's also beaches by lakes. There's a lake by Miss Martin's house, and it's called Portage Lakes. And they have a little beach area there that you can go and you can hang out in the sand, and then you can go in the water and swim. So it doesn't have to be a beach by the ocean that we're thinking of. Just a beach in general where there's water, sand, and the sun. That's really all we're looking for. So when we talk about the beach, I kind of start thinking about different things about the beach in my head. Now, I don't need a picture of the beach to think about all these different things. So when I'm thinking about all these different things about the beach, I'm kind of visualizing the beach in my head. So when I think about the beach, a bunch of different things pop up in my head, like what it looks like, what it smells like, what I hear at the beach, what I feel when I'm at the beach. Okay, what I feel with my hands, but also something that I feel inside. Okay, like an emotion. So I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I want you to write down 6 words that you think of when you think of the beach. Now, you don't really even have to write down words. You could draw some pictures. So as an example, when I think of the beach, I think of the sun. So I could write down sun, but I could also draw a quick picture of the sun. Okay? So 6 things that you think of when you think of the beach. Okay? Let's give you 1 minute. I'm going to do it too. All right, just about a little bit longer. Okay, are you guys ready? So we just took some time to draw 6 words or 6 things that we think of when we think of the beach. All right, so you guys can share that with the person that you're with. I'm going to share mine with you. So the first thing that I think of when I just visualize the beach in my head is the sun. Okay, so we already talked about that. So I drew the sun and I wrote my word sun. Another thing that I think of or visualize in my head is the water. Now the water I can see and I can touch the water when I'm at the beach. Okay, the big waves or the salt water. Now that's something else that you could taste. If I went into the ocean and I went under and I came back up, and I licked my lips a little bit, I could taste the water, and it's really salty because it's salt water. So that's something that we could visualize is the water at the beach. Okay, the ocean or the lake or the pond at Baylor, the lake at Baylor Beach. Okay? I feel hot. I know that when I go to the beach, I feel really hot. The temperature is really high at the beach because the sun is out, it's warm, and so I get really hot and sweaty when I'm at the beach. And so that's something that I think about when I think of the beach, is how hot and sweaty I get at the beach. An emotion that I feel is happy when I'm at the beach. Okay, when it's nice outside and it's sunny and I get to lay out in the sand and read my book or go swimming in the ocean with my family and friends, I feel really happy. So that's an emotion that I feel inside, is happiness. And you can also see that I'm happy at the beach because I'm always smiling and running around and playing with my friends. Okay, another thing I think of when I'm at the beach, when I think of the beach and visualize it, is wind. Sometimes it's really windy at the beach. Okay, I can feel the wind. And something that I can hear and see at the beach when I am at the beach and also when I visualize the beach is birds. Okay, I hear them chirping at the beach. Or you can see the seagulls flying around. Okay, one time when I was at the beach, there were seagulls flying around and they were looking for food. So somebody dropped some chips and they swooped down and they grabbed those chips and they flew away. So that's why there's so many seagulls around the beach, because they're kind of looking for food too that humans drop. So those are the 6 things that I think of when I think of the beach, when I visualize the beach. All right, so we were talking about visualizing things, like making a mind movie in our head. All right, so when I visualize, I can think about things that I can smell. I'm thinking about things that I can hear. I'm thinking about things that I can see. I'm thinking about things that I can taste and things that I can touch, that I can feel. Okay? When I think about things that I can see, it's kind of like the setting that I'm thinking about, where I'm at, or the people that I'm with. Okay? When I'm visualizing, I'm making a mind movie in my head. So I'm making mental pictures in my head that can change over time, okay? It's like making a movie in my head. So I know at school a lot we talk about making a mind movie. So what I want to do is make a mind movie while I'm reading you this story about the beach. All right, so maybe we can get a better idea, even if we haven't been to a beach, of what a beach looks like, okay, or what you do at the beach. So when I'm reading this story, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to really try to make a movie in your head of what I'm saying. So let's do an example. If Miss Martin says, I like to walk my puppy outside. When I'm sitting here with my eyes closed, the movie that I'm looking at in my head is kind of a picture without really looking at a picture. I'm making my own picture in my head. So I can see myself walking down the road. I can see Miss Martin. I can see my puppy walking down the road. I'm holding her leash. I'm holding her dog treats, and she's walking super happy down the road. I can see the color that she is. She's a golden color. I can see a bunch of different things like houses in the background. I can see that we're walking on the sidewalk. So there's so many different details that I can see in my head when I'm making a mind movie. Just from my sentence, Miss Martin is walking her puppy down the road. There's so many different things that we can visualize. So I have this story that I want to read to you guys, and I want you to make a mind movie in your head of the story. Okay? So let's close our eyes, and the story is called The Beach. Okay? So we're visualizing the things that we can smell, taste, touch, things that we can see when we're at the beach. Okay? I like to go to the beach. You can do a lot of fun things at the beach. I like to go swimming at the beach. So take a second and really think about what you're visualizing in your head. You're at the beach. You're doing a lot of fun things. What fun things are you doing at the beach? Well, you're swimming at the beach right now. Well, where are you swimming? Okay, so that's what we're visualizing. We're visualizing where we're swimming, if we're in the water, if we're in the pool. Okay, who are we swimming with? All right, so keep your eyes closed. We're going to keep going with our story. So first, at the beginning of our Mind Movie story, we're talking about the fun things that we're doing and that we're swimming. All right, we can take a beach ball and play with it in the water. So that's something that I'm visualizing. I'm visualizing myself playing with a beach ball and taking it in the water with me. We pick up shells in the sand. Now that's a simple sentence. We pick up shells in the sand. But I'm visualizing myself picking up shells and putting them into my bucket. Okay, what color is my bucket? Okay, I'm visualizing all these things in my head and I'm making my own movie. All right, keep your eyes closed. We're going to move on. I have two sisters, Maggie and Amy. They like to play in the sand. They like to make sandcastles. So what kind of tools are they using to make sandcastles? What do her two sisters, Maggie and Amy, look like? Okay, how big is their sandcastle? Is it huge? Does it have water around the outside of the sandcastle? Does it have a bridge? Is it a small sandcastle? All right, these are all things that we can visualize in our mind movie. Okay, these are different details. My brother, Mark, likes to play in the sand too. So what does her brother Mark look like? Okay, he dug a hole and found a crab. Oh, that is a good visualization of her brother Mark digging a big hole or a small hole. Okay, we're making kind of our own movie too in our head. In your mind movie, is your hole big or is it small? Okay, how big is your crab? All right, is it a small little crab? Is it a huge crab? Okay, so her brother Mark was playing in the sand and he dug a hole and found a crab. When we went to the beach, I learned how to ride a surfboard. It was fun riding the surfboard. I wore my flip-flops in the sand. We had a fun time at the beach. All right, so we can open up our eyes and just think about the movie that we made in our head. Did I show you any pictures? No, I didn't. I didn't show you any pictures of this story. But when you close your eyes and you really visualize what this story is talking about, you can make your own pictures in your head. And that's what I love about making mind movies, is making my own pictures in my head. I can make things the way that I want them to be too, while also seeing what is going on without actually having a picture. So that's kind of why we make mind movies and we visualize things, so that we can make mental pictures in our head, like playing a movie. All right, so I hope you guys were able to think about different things at the beach that you could feel, taste, see, hear, smell. Okay, when I was listening to her and she was talking about how she was riding the surfboard, I was thinking about the waves and the water that I could hear crashing against her surfboard or crashing against the sand when they came into up onto land. Okay, so there's a bunch of different things that we can do when we're visualizing and making a mind movie. All right, there's one more thing that I want to do in this video. Now, when I'm at the beach, I always see a lot of people do something specific, and I'm going to give you a couple details and see if you can guess it. So the thing that I see a lot of people doing, there's a long string, they hold one end of it. There's something that flies up high in the sky. You need a lot of wind, and that's why the beach is perfect, because there's a lot of wind and there's a lot of open space. There's not a bunch of houses everywhere. There's a lot of open space on the sand. So a lot of people put these things up in the air. They hold their string and they let it fly around. Now, what could I be talking about? Good, I'm talking about a kite. So a lot of people fly kites at the beach, and that is such a fun thing to do, and the beach is a perfect place for it. So I want to read a little story that you guys should be able to read about a kite, okay? So let's read the title together. Up, up, up. okay? Now let you guys read the title on your own. Ready? Good. Okay, like we did last time, you guys are going to read the page and then I'm going to read it with you. Okay, so you read it first. Good, now let's read it together. I made a new kite. It is yellow and blue. Okay, so those are some really good detail words, yellow and blue, that we could use if we did not have this picture. We would know that his kite is new and it's yellow and it's blue. Okay? So you read it, then we'll read it together. All right, let's read it together. There is no hint of wind yet. So without this picture, what is he saying? That there's no wind. Now, when I'm thinking about there being no wind, I don't think that I could fly my kite without any wind. So in my head, my mind movie is the kite laying on the ground, just like in this picture, because there's no wind to fly the kite. Okay, I'm going to cover the picture on this one, and let's see if from just the words, we can figure out what the picture would look like. Oh, sorry. Let's do that again. Okay, let's read that together. The wind comes. The new kite is going up. I go up too. So what kind of picture could we visualize as happening? The wind is coming, the kite flies up, but he flies up with the kite too. Oh no. But words can give us the words in the story can give us a great idea of what is actually happening, okay? Without even looking at the pictures, we could just use the words and make our own mind movie and know what is happening in the story. All right, your turn. Okay, together. I go for a fun ride. I hope they do not hit me. Okay, who's he talking about? I hope they do not hit me. These birds. He's hoping these birds don't hit him. All right, your turn. I can fix it. I grab a mule. That did not fix it. All right, your turn. I grab a tube. That did not fix it. Okay, so in our head we're thinking about the things, what is he needing to fix? Okay, together. When the wind stops, the kite stops. I stop too. All right. So again, even if you have a book at home and it has pictures to it, you could ask somebody at home to read it to you, not show you the pictures, and you could visualize in your head what is happening in the story without looking at the pictures, but just using the words. Okay, so that's a challenge I'm going to give you guys, is to take a book that you guys have at home, ask somebody to read it to you, don't look at the pictures, and make a mind movie in your head. Okay, it'll be really fun to make a mind movie of a story. And then at the end, you could go back to the beginning of the story and look at the pictures and see if your mind movie matches the pictures in the story. And see if you made a mind movie that matches the pictures. All right, so I hope you guys had fun with this video, and I will see you later.